Horror movies based on real-life stories. The real story that inspired A Nightmare on Elm Street is a tragic one. In the 1970s, there were a number of newspaper articles published in the Los Angeles Times about Hmong refugees who had fled to the United States after the Vietnam War. These refugees were suffering from disturbing nightmares and refusing to sleep. Some of the men even died in their sleep shortly after. Medical authorities called this phenomenon Asian death syndrome. Wes Craven, the director of A Nightmare on Elm Street, was inspired by these articles to create the film. He also drew inspiration from his own life, specifically from an experience he had when he was a child. When Craven was young, he saw an elderly man walking on the sidewalk outside the window of his home. The man stopped to glance at a startled Craven and walked off. This experience served as the inspiration for Freddy Krueger. Craven has stated that he wanted to make a film about the fear of sleep and how that fear can be exploited by a malevolent force. He also wanted to make a film about the power of dreams and how they can be both a source of comfort and terror. A Nightmare on Elm Street was released in 1984 and became a critical and commercial success. It spawned a franchise that includes 8 sequels, a remake, a television series, and a number of other media adaptations. The film is considered to be one of the greatest horror films ever made, and it continues to be enjoyed by audiences today. It is important to note that the real-life story that inspired A Nightmare on Elm Street is not as straightforward as the film makes it out to be. The Hmong refugees who died in their sleep were likely suffering from a combination of factors, including post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and cultural differences. However, the fact that these deaths occurred at all is still a tragic reminder of the horrors of war and the lasting effects of trauma.